Corki, especially when, you know, we talked about how much Cryine's played it. That was his 10th game of the Corki. I want to point out that that last game, nothing really happened. One of the big plays, I think towards the end, where he just got bursted down, you said, by Huanfeng in one shot. So, interesting to see if Cryin goes a different direction, but at the very least, you talked about the bottom lane getting cemented. Huanfeng and On, they just swap around the support, but go back to what they did last game.
And now will be the telling time for the side of Ultra Prime, right? You would expect the Jinx to be the thing that comes through with the fact that they did go for the first pick on the Thresh. And then it's a question of junglers. Ooh, I guess it's not a question of junglers. Hecarim picked up. I was going to be curious if they did follow through with what we were just hitting on about saving mid pick for later on and trying to get maybe a more aggressive option in the mid lane to pair with your junglers, since there are so many jungle options. Yeah. But they do just go with jungle now. They do save mid for later. And now for Weibo, it will be about the response that is able to come out. I mean, you have so many different options coming here into, like, third pick on red side, right? You can take one of the soul laners now, ban out 2 of the counters, save your jungle pick for later on. Since, again, it feels like the jungle pool really is just so wide open right now. And for the side of Weibo, it's even more open, considering you do have SofM in the jungle. They do opt in doing that, bringing out the Orianna that Angels have been having some spectacular performances on as of late.
And it's interesting that he looks at this over something like the Twisted Fate. You know, when we talked about Cryin and Angel, how the Twisted Fate's been banned against them so many times. In game number 1, not even touch. In game 2, a late ban by Weibo Gaming. And you're right, it comes back to how Angel's shown himself on this pick. The Orianna shockwaves have been insane. His laning, not what we talked about. We've talked about the team fight presence. So they return to something very similar again.
He's deathless on his 2 Orianna games so far this season. So both were wins. Has not died once on the champion. We're going to see if Ultra Prime will be able to be the ones to, you know, cause the chaos coming to this one. They do have the Hecarim, so do have decently easy access onto the backline of the side of Weibo Gaming. And you see Ultra Prime are banning out some of the crucial junglers with what's left open. You wouldn't expect to see something like a Jarvan coming through with the amount of mobility on the opposing side so far with, you know, like Hecarim and Thresh coming out. We do still have things like Volibear theoretically open for the early pressure they are able to put out. We still have not seen SofM play that. SofM has been a big lover of the Trundle, so that's something that would never really surprise me coming out from him.
Yeah, I'm just looking through the champion pool. Lee Sin already banned, Viego banned against him, and Poppy. This would be the first time that SofM's picked up Poppy, making it his 9th unique jungler of the split.
Yeah, going to try and deny some of those engages coming out from Hacker in the team fights. So far, Weibo Gaming are playing out this composition that wants you to run into them, see if they can find some control, get on objectives first, deny the engage coming out with the Poppy, you know, even maybe find a disengage yourself with the ultimate, and then buy space for Angel and Huanfeng to be able to pop off. Ultra Prime on the opposite side, they opt into the same mid laner, wanting to keep Cryin on the Corki, but this time having a much more aggressive option in that top lane, trying to set ZS to not get bullied so hard.
Well, is TheShy going to be a team player going up against Renekton? That's the biggest question here. Gragas, instead of something like the Quinn, he's changed a little bit, Lyric. Let's be honest. Once upon a time, this would be play the AD into the top side, play the counter matchup. He's going to play the Gragas here and just play the tank versus Bruiser lane.
I can't remember what series it was. I guess it would be whatever Weibo's series was before their EDG one, so maybe Victory 5.
Yep.
Where he had Malphite and Scion banned out against him in 4-5, and that's when you know. That's when you're like, okay, this is the different animal. Teams paying respect to TheShy on tanks, but does go back to the Gragas, has already played it twice so far this split. It just indexes even more into having the disengage that they've been looking for, right? Poppy ultimate, explosive cast coming out, a ton of peel and zone control tools.
Yep.
And for Weibo, I think it will be a lot more of a slow start this game compared to last time around. I guess that could go anyway depending on the laning phase, because that really seemed like the thing to break the camel's back in game 1 for Weibo being able to play so aggressively. Sure. Coming in on the opposite side, though, you have this Hecarim, you have the Thresh down in bot side to see if you can try and set up some of the ganks that we saw SofM going for in game 1. Maybe even trying to find some early aggression onto TheShy before he hits that level 6 point, and it's incredibly hard to gank or dive.
We're going to be looking at a lot of the ults for Weibo Gaming. Explosive Cast, Shockwave, Aphelios ulti as well from Huanfeng. A lot of triggers to be pulled. Package as well from Cryin. We know what to look out for there. So, Ultra Prime, game number 1, it was starting off well, but then Weibo Gaming just flicked a switch, and they were on. Funnily enough, On wasn't always on in game number 1, but ironically enough, he started landing some hooks towards the end. So for Weibo Gaming, game 1 was a big piece of success, almost under 20-minute fashion. We won't get the same side laning Graves here from TheShy, but we're looking towards Angel now a little bit closer. A bit of a highlight at the start of the day, considering that Angel's Orianna, Lyric said before, deathless and holding big stats at the moment with how well he's been playing it.
Yeah, and runes coming out pretty standard across the board. Airy for Angel to look for, you know, more poke, more harass in that mid lane matchup. Obviously going to help him out later on in terms of his shielding as well. We got phase rush on both junglers, which has been a staple to keep up with that mobility in the team fights. And Weibo going to opt into an aggressive invade on top side.
It's Hacker, the auto attack going to come through, but it's just SofM with the buckler and pulls Hacker away for the time being. Enables a deep ward onto the Wolves, and TheShy is just sitting in the brush. Just in case.
I've seen this before, Hysterics. I've seen this before.
What a painful maneuver. Is Hacker going to come back? I think that's my biggest question.
They're pinging him out, so they know he's here. Looks like ZS just waiting. They do have the ward on Wolves, though, so TheShy should be able to spot this out and just do the belly bop to walk away.
But again, vision for Weibo Gaming paying dividends. You and I just had a big old conversation about this a couple of times. Wait, is he oh, yeah, he is. Okay. So vision paid dividends, and he does it once again. We just saw this against Jer. Hacker at half HP. TheShy willing to start the lane. He's going to come back around. He's got grasp. He wants to piss off Hacker, Lyric. But he will get through his caps eventually.
Yeah, so they did spot that one out. SofM already getting level 2. He's going to make his way around. I wonder if TheShy will commit to coming back, or he's just going to commit to just having to pick up his wave from the fact that ZS has to get all the time alone.
There's a ward here. SofM heroic charges over to the blue buff. He's level 2. Hacker bullied out of it here. A really rough start for the jungler, but SofM taking a bit of extra damage. Smite available for both these junglers, but the Gromp is losing patience. SofM drags it around the wall, and it resets. Hacker now backing away here, and Lyric, a bit of tempo gained with SofM, going back to his own jungle, while Hacker just has to take a really long path around.
You know, I'm just instantly thinking back to, like, casting in 2020 for IG, and, like, remembering how much Ning was just sitting around top lane, not farming at all, giving up his own jungle. And now we see Ning probably watching this, being like, what's going on? TheShy enabling SofM so much. Being able to come in, steal these Raptors on the bottom side. We can see in terms of the minimap as well, mid lane matchup going well, TheShy trading well up in top side. The only advantage Ultra Prime really have so far is in that bottom lane.
It really is, as ZS getting beaten up on our screen for now. He'll have himself a good Culver Meat coming through, though, with the Fury Bar stacked up. Cryin getting bullied by Angel once again, and SofM, I was watching his pathing a bit there. I like that Elk and ShiauC have dropped the defensive ward. I like him better than Hacker's Ghost on in on top of Angel. This should be a flash as he gets sent back against the wall near the turret. Cryin can't do anything. Angel holding the summoner. Very nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, Ultra Prime even committed their bot lane just in case, you know, SofM was around. But still, like you said, Weibo Gaming not losing out on anything. Angel will have to commit a TP here, but not the end of the world, right? He is just looking for that isolated 1v1 regardless, not really looking to impact the map too much early on when you are an Orianna, and you also do have the Poppy jungle as well. Hacker, though, might be able to find a gank in this top side.
Let's see. ZS is a level disadvantage for now, but the barrel toss throws him down low again. He should have sustain as he W flashes in as well. Slice and dice. 1 versus 2. TheShy is a Gragas, but how much can he do as ZS runs back into the fray? The barrel toss, first blood body slam, and Hacker can't follow it up. He don't have a flash.
He lives. And we saw, I mean, TheShy already had ZS really low from the prior trade. The fact that he skirts around the minions, I believe ZS was tanking all like 5 or 6 minions the whole time in that trade as well. Helping TheShy to find the kill.
Yep.
The fact that Hacker can't finish him off, though, is what is tragic.
Lyric, I don't know how he keeps doing it, but man, we're getting the feeling of 2018, 2019, TheShy, I should say, from spring.
Yeah, and I mean, the most surprising part is the fact that I don't believe TheShy had reset yet either, so he's just been in the lane the whole time, no buy coming out. But look, full wave of minions coming out to deal this damage as well. I mean, for the side of Ultra Prime, they're pretty much hitting everything, but still driving so much damage, getting such presence out of those grass procs as well.
Yeah.
Nice to see from him.
You know, I'm all-knowing because we come back to the lane and ZS in a similar position once again, slicing and dicing his way out. Look at where the wave is as well. Seems to be actually pushing against TheShy, so ZS has to walk on up, and every single time he does, body slam, W, bit of drunken rage, and a barrel throw. That's going to disturb ZS even further.
Yeah, my God, and you know, if you're just tuning in and you weren't here for our opening segment, Hysterics hit on the fact that ZS used to be under TheShy. He was on IG young when TheShy was on IG. So two players who should be quite familiar with each other have probably trained together in terms of like where, you know, like the IG base was located. So a rough one for ZS to go up against, you know, his former main team top laner, getting bullied out in both games so far. Even hitting on the other lanes, right? Angel quietly controlling this mid lane matchup the whole time so far, finding about even more than a one-wave advantage.
Yeah.
And even Huanfeng and On have been able to pull it back, keep the lane about even. Elk and ShiauC will be able to find something here. No!
The dredge line, Graviton there as well. Trap stop on, but the Ignite's already down. ShiauC with a flash, Infernum burning to On. As SofM joins in, stops Hacker from getting a better retribution. And the Weibo Gaming bottom lane in a straight 2v2. Do it once again. Another dredge line on hitting them this game as he flashes away under the turret. This time went so horribly wrong in game number 1. SofM flashing away, survives, and they pull it all back. No mistakes this time around as Hacker's still here. Another dredge line. On is making up for it, ain't he, Lyric? As he will survive. And Huanfeng now 1-0-2.
And just coming out from the lane domination, coming out from the side of Weibo. Top winning by himself. Bot lane, like you said, that first kill was pretty much just a 2v2 kill of On being able to hit the dredge line to set all of this up. Mid lane's winning as well. You're not needing to see too much link up coming out from the side of Weibo. They're just completely dismantling Ultra Prime, and the vision is still being kept up. Look at the bottom side jungle. You just have full information on where the jungle is. Your lanes are naturally winning. Everything going smoothly for the side of Weibo.
Game playing itself once again. I don't know how many times we can repeat this point, but a good sign of life. And this time, Lyric, the early game is exactly what we've expected from Weibo Gaming from their previous games. After On hit hook after hook after hook.
Yeah, hits the dredge line. His AD carry has Gravitum as well. I mean, you have the pass from Nautilus, so much lockdown, able to set this one up. You get a little bit chunked here, but it is fine. They already have a bit of a wave stacked up. They're able to go forward. He hits level 5 as well, lands the other dredge line. And the fact that SofM is here guarantees that they're able to finish this kill off. And nice for him not to go down to turret as well.
Ready for the third one. I mean, we're just complimenting second, third as well. Clean stuff here from On. When he's on, he's
even
really
enough time.
on.
Even enough time for Aftershock to come back up as well to make sure that he's not taking too much damage from that last turret shot. So
how long the play went.
Nice to see here from the side of Weibo.
Yep.
Already a 3,000 gold lead at 8 minutes.
Again, I was saying before the replay, this is what we came to expect of Weibo Gaming. One of the strongest early games in the LPL. Sure, it's normally played towards the top side. We look at the first Herald rate versus other teams in the league, and it does situate within, what was it, Lyric? Top 4 last time we checked? Top 5? Or even top 3?
Yeah, they were, I believe, like top 4 and 5 in regards to first Herald and their Heralds overall.
Yep.
And they were like bottom 5 in regards to first Dragon or Dragon start the game. They were really the only top team that sat that low when it comes to picking up Dragons. But again, really valuing the amount of pressure that TheShy gets in top lane, which typically just sets up for SofM to be able to start Herald without having to commit his bot lane up towards his top side of the map.
And again, just the pressure on our screen showing us why. ZS stops the back from TheShy. Explosive cast into Dominus. Another body slam. ZS wants to take this, and there's some good healing with a good dodge away, but he's flashing towards his jungle, but SofM has left the city. And a solo kill for ZS. That's got to feel good.
I mean, we can't stop now.
Yeah,
Weibo.
charge onto Elk. ShiauC the next target, though. Huanfeng drops the turret down. Shuriken's at the ready, and Huanfeng with his ulti means Elk is running away too. 2-0 on Huanfeng, while the top side loses out.
It's a little bit tragic for the side of Weibo in terms of the top side because it looked like SofM had started up the Rift Herald with how much pressure TheShy was generating. Then once TheShy started losing, had to back off, started making his way down towards mid. Nice for Huanfeng and On to be able to find a bit of retribution down there as well. 10 minutes in the game, still no first Dragon picked up.
True. Herald sitting there as well to be noted. Good vision control from Weibo Gaming in front of it. SofM now getting scuttled bot side. As he moves towards mid, Cryin has flash but a low mana bar. What are you?
Now you're as Huanfeng, you have Gale Force against tier 2 boots and pickaxe.
Oh, true.
This could be rough if Elk ever walks a bit too far forward. TheShy kind of baiting this one out, looking for the aggressive trade. I mean, lands the E, lands the Q as well. Conqueror, though, now stacked up for the side of ZS. TheShy feeling like he can win this one with the advantage that he's had, but the Dominus healing coming through. Conqueror stacked up, still having all of his cooldowns available. Didn't commit the Q. The W now up as well, is able to finish out when you're up against the Gragas, who is also a cooldown-reliant champion, right? You're not just going to be able to win out the 1v1 through those auto attacks, so... Coming back onto the Rift, though, Weibo now will start up the Rift Herald. Did commit on up for this objective this time around. And now Ultra Prime, not in position to already look for a trade in terms of splitting the map towards bot side, stealing away jungle camps. And they're just going to back off. Pings were starting to come out for it, but Weibo already going towards the mid lane. Now Ultra Prime are going to have to back off.
Yeah, I like that SofM. He presses W, not for the play, but just to get him range in case something happens there and to continue the pressure. On top side, we see TheShy explosive cast once again, but Dominus, this is going to be a rinse and repeat. I mean, ZS will have the minion wave to go on to. Barrel roll once again, good healing here from the Renekton, but it's still a 10 CS lead, still TheShy showing his face. Lyric, I wanted to point out while we're looking at ZS in the top lane, I wanted to see if there's a connection with Huanfeng, because we remember that Huanfeng was in the LDL as well on IG Young. There's a split that separates them. Huanfeng was in 2019 Summer Playoffs when they promoted. Then we remember him joining Suning in 2020, which is when we saw ZS join IG Young as top lane. So, unfortunately, they don't align, but are still both IG Young players. One obviously doing better than the other.
Watching TheShy play top lane is just so fun.
It's great. The laning
so
fake is so good.
Throws out the ult, faints out the Dominus earlier, now pushes him under turret. Isn't really going to be able to do anything, but still putting down some aggressive trading. Weibo, though, as a team, are going to be looking towards the bot side. They will be able to get this turret with the Rift Herald. But can't look to transition to Dragon after this one. We do see Cryin going for the back now, though, so maybe gonna have to pay a bit of respect if the package is up and available.
But coming into what you mentioned before, the Gale Force versus the Boots and Pickaxe, Huanfeng just got that solo turret goal. First turret blood once again. It's a very big deal as the ult comes through. Wow! Fly, ShiauC, fly! I'm not sure. I think it's timed out, but SofM with the keeper's verdict to set him away.
Ultra Prime trying to answer up towards the top side, though, but full control of bot side now for the side of Weibo. And they are going to commit.
And the flash over from On as well through the minion wave. Ignite goes down. Huanfeng, Gale forces forward. On survives. He's on fire this game, and Weibo Gaming's bottom lane are going to get yet another turret. All to Huanfeng. Hey, Lyric, that's going to be a second item when he goes back.
And, you know, even looking at the opposite side for options that Ultra Prime have, the fact that they're able to just commit 3-man down towards the bottom side means that Angel is allowed to just hover up towards top to try to protect his top laner. Is making his way there now.
TheShy with the ulti, explosive cast, sends out ZS in. The Dominus hacker runs him down with the onslaught of shadows under the turret. Body slam again this time. Being built out, hacker gonna die. A 1-for-1 trade in that situation is gorgeous. The ShiauC flashes away from the shockwave. TheShy does it again. I don't care what you say. We've said his name a lot this series, but it's gonna keep happening.
And this is one of the big things about last year. I don't remember how many times we hit on that, like, diving a Gragas post 6 is so annoying. It's not impossible by any means. Gragas is not the tankiest tank champion in the game. Doesn't have, like, a ton of, like, inbuilt steroids, right? Doesn't have the damage reduction on his W, but still, just between being able to lock people down with your E and then being able to separate them with your ultimate means that the enemy team does have to commit a lot to being able to try and find a kill on you in top side. Ultra Prime found a bit of a response. Cryin, I think, picked up one turret played in mid, but now with Huanfeng this big, I mean, they're going to have to pay so much respect, right? They're going to have to especially worry about if they ever walk too far forward when they're trying to contend over mid lane push. If Huanfeng just goes for a Gale Force in their face, maybe has Graviton available, is able to lock them down and just burst them out.
Yeah. I mean, that's right at Dirk. That's going to be turning into a collective very shortly with the Cloak of Agility. Plates fall down, folks, but I believe Huanfeng got... Wow, he got tier 2 in the bottom lane. Tier 1 was completely plated. Mid lane as well, that was just about 3. 5,000 gold lead at 14 minutes in the game. Weibo Gaming want to make sure I get to my dinner a little bit earlier because at 14 minutes, Ultra Prime, they've got a package in hand for this Dragon. They want to find Huanfeng, but Gale Force is up, flashes up as well. All he needs is the Gale Force, and Ultra Prime are lost on options again.
For this, yeah, I mean, just looking at Ultra Prime's options overall as well, like, you don't really have a great way to set up anything. Like, you can try and then look for the pick in side lanes with your Renekton, but now Weibo actually going to go answer the push. 3-man strong against 2.
Okay, ZS going to get a nice surprise as he turns the corner on with the dredge line. It's a bit short. Cryin, again, the package is in hand, so Weibo Gaming know they don't need to push that any further. Turret stays standing, and a big fat 0 for Ultra Prime in the second game is where the turret score lands. Lyric, also want to point out that the first dragon still not taken here.
Still up.
And
still up.
As we come to this, you know, we know the scaling options on Ultra Prime is good hook lands here from ShiauC, Dark Passage, the box laid down. TheShy's just standing here. Body slam. He flashes over the wall. He's now against the wall. TheShy 1 versus 3. ZS makes it 1 versus 4. He blows up to Elk and accepts his fate.
He was trying to, you know, look for a potential dive opportunity over the wall with how aggressively Angel was pushing in that mid lane. Ultra Prime just collapsed. He does get caught out. Speaking of caught out.
Okay, just a bit of damage while into the enemy jungle. SofM actually the one getting targeted here. 2 picks for Ultra Prime. I guess that leads to first dragon.
Ultra Prime finally taking advantage of a window, right? We saw Huanfeng was pushing up in the top side. Ultra Prime say, hey, we don't care about the waves they're losing. We don't care about the turret that is going down. We're just going to commit more members to mid to try to find a pick. And it just goes to the old philosophy, right? That if you are losing everywhere on the map, you typically do have to give up somewhere to commit more resources to an opposing side to be able to try and find something back into the game. We're going to jump into a replay. Again, TheShy trying to posture for a dive onto Elk, at least zoning him off the turret. But ShiauC was waiting in the wings, able to land the hook. The box comes out. Hackers now here. Really nice flay coming out from ShiauC as well, following the flash of TheShy. And then, I mean, you're surrounded by 4 members. Ultra Prime easily able to pick up that kill.
And the gold as well on SofM. The fact that Ultra Prime, they move it down a little bit below 5k. It's still very much a Weibo Gaming favored game, but you've got an opportunity now for Ultra Prime. Lyric, let's talk about that a little bit more. The options that exist with Corki, Jinx, you know, even the Hecarim and what they do at this point to make the game a little less arguable than Weibo Gaming's game.
It's been weird, right? Because we've already come into 2 package timings for Cryin where Ultra Prime didn't do anything.
Yep.
They didn't try to like look for the dragon that's been up this whole time. They missed the timing on the first Rift Herald, just nothing. Not able to utilize that for anything. And we know that that's the strength of Corki, right? The strength of picking these types of team compositions where you have this big front line in Renekton and Hecarim. You have Jinx and Corki in the back line. You try to find massive AoE damage with the package, but I don't know. I'm actually very perplexed at both teams not looking for Dragon. For Weibo, you were dominating bot side. You could have pivoted to that objective at any time, and we only just saw it go down.
And a Herald going down mid lane, though. Yeah, you're right. Weibo Gaming pick up the first Dragon while we're in the replay, but it's going to be a while before the next one's up and available. If it gets to a soul game, we're going to 40 minutes here. It's Huanfeng with the instant cleanse. Angel with the shockwave over the wall, the dredge line combos, and Huanfeng's ulti not even needed. Angel with his first kill of this game as Herald gets the charge in. Weibo Gaming going again. SofM flash against the wall. My stream completely frozen here, Lyric. As ZS from the wing, it's Weibo Gaming now under stress, but Huanfeng hitting them from the rear. ZS running away with the dominance too. TheShy's teleported in. He wants the Renekton. A barrel roll, a quick hit, and Huanfeng collects him to death.
I just love SofM being willing to make the charge under turret, look for the dive, following the Rift Herald to be able to find this. And Weibo Gaming just making this gold lead skyrocket. The vision control just keeps pushing further and further into the enemy jungle. And we're going to go just straight into a replay of what we saw here. ShiauC landing a hook, but Angel starting things off with the shockwave, finding that one right onto ShiauC. They blow him up with all the damage that they have. And keep your eyes on SofM because he sees an opportunity with Hacker walking up, trying to take down the Herald, picking up another kill. Now ZS. It's like every challenger's running in one by one. But for the side of Weibo Gaming, you still have all your members up. You're at a massive item advantage at this point as well. With TheShy's TP being finished coming in, he's able to go in and help secure that kill for Huanfeng.
We come back to live. It's 7k gold lead, but objective bounty picked up by Cryin up in the top lane. So the 0-0 Corki adding a bit here to the side of Ultra Prime in the series, but you got to be honest, once again, we're at that same point. Weibo Gaming running away with the game. And Lyric, a 5-0 Huanfeng returns in the game after last. This is a 3 item just about to be completed. Infinity Edge there. I see that we've got Angel with the Hextech Alternator, needlessly large rod as well. Shadow Flames coming up. And Dragon's coming up in a minute 50. Baron in 10 seconds. Like, everything's just lining up to force Ultra Prime into their leg.
I think a big thing is the fact that you're a full item up on your top laner, which is your tank, and you're a full item up on your AD carry, your damage. So you have a pretty nice spread as well. For the side of Ultra Prime, will be very hard to break through the front line that Weibo have been able to put together. And if we just get into a battle of, okay, well, we're both hitting enemy frontliners, Huanfeng is just so big at this point that Weibo will be able to win out. I'm not going to be surprised when Weibo just try and look for a Baron play and force Ultra Prime out of their base and commit to a turn with one of On's hooks.
Well, we're going to have to see what Ultra Prime react, or how, rather, they react. A hacker in this game hasn't had many chances to use the Chem Tank, and Chem Tank Ghost up and available on Sword of Shadows alongside it. You talked about Weibo Gaming forcing them into the Baron Pit. Here we go. We start it. And a bit obvious, so they're just going to leave Huanfeng and SofM right in it as they get spotted out by a Scrying Ward.
I mean, for Weibo, right, when you're 7k gold up, like, you don't care if they come. Like, you're going to look for the turn, you're going to look for the fights. And for Ultra Prime, doesn't look like they will even commit for it. Cryin right now going for the reset. Gragas putting so much pressure on the opposite side.
And Hacker's caught out afterwards, on right in the middle of the box. Double TP from Ultra Prime. They're going to try, but the Shy's in the back end, and Elk is in a lot of trouble. The Keeper's Verdict sends ZS right towards the Shy. He's in the middle of 5 people, but he's out with the body slam. Hacker in again, but Huanfeng survives. Ultra Prime 4 members down through his Angel. Splash shockwaves on himself. What an absolute Chad.
That was great to see coming out from Weibo. I mean, SofM keeping his teammates alive, Angel going in, you know, with those crazy plays. And I was laughing during that Baron because it is so crazy to me that we've second Dragon coming up in about 22 minutes in the game. Typically, we're already, like, almost on soul fights by now with how much early attention we've been seeing to put towards Drake's this split. Still, though, Weibo will pick up that one. We're going to see here, it is On who starts it off with another nice dredge line. ShiauC, though, finds the counter engage onto On. Hacker wants to commit. You already have both TPs coming out, so you know they're going to get here before the Shy. But there it is. Keeper's Verdict keeping ZS out of the fray. Gives time for the Shy to get here. Sadly, Huanfeng doesn't hit the ultimate, but still, he's huge at this point, able to just delete Hacker. And then Angel here puts the ball on himself, flashes in. They aren't able to get the kill onto ZS, but you just love to see plays like that.
You just love it. You just love to see the spunkness of it. Because for Angel, the level 14 Orianna, 2 items here. It might not be that huge game as the Shy is now, we've seen this before. Body Slam gets him out for now, but a chilling smite. There's 5 members down here. Elk wants to make it 4. They can't follow him, he's a bit too fast. And while the chunky monkey in the bottom lane gets out, the rest of Weibo Gaming with their Baron are just pushing down the other 2 lanes.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be, you know, top lane turret. Honestly, for Weibo, they can probably just pressure for this inhibitor. You see the Shy continuing to push on the opposite side, so he's going to draw some attention as well.
All right, well, as he returns back on in, Weibo Gaming have already done the dirty work at the top side. 5 members of Ultra Prime looking to defend. This is exactly like the second game lyric. At 23 minutes in, the base is in shambles. Angel working his way through the mid lane turret in front of the inhibitor. The Shy next up on this bottom lane turret. Ultra Prime, they're hung, drawn, and quartered in 3 different directions.
Now for Ultra Prime, right? You have no options left. You are just going to have to commit somewhere, but On's the one who commits.
Yeah, he is having a great game once again. Got to be stated. He might go down here, but will it be worth it? The answer for now is no, as Ultra Prime get hit pretty hard by Huanfeng. That Aphelios damage with the Calibrum Infernum. That was huge. Ultra Prime still on the base defense here, even without the support of Weibo Gaming. Inhibitor goes down once more, even with the Baron buff. Weibo Gaming and losing a 4th member, they don't care. They're going forward. Explosive cast with ZS. He has to flash away. Huanfeng is the damage source, even without mana. The ShiauC hooks onto a minion. The Shy still forward, but not taking any damage whatsoever. And Hacker wants to continue the defense. Weibo Gaming can't end it here today. But they've done enough, Lyric. That Baron power play was huge.
And they're going to get their resets off. They're going to come back out onto the map, and then they're going to look for the end once they are able to do that. Nice, you know, by Cryin to stop the bases. He prolonged his game by an extra 10 seconds with that one. You know, Hysterics, in your words, there are no Bryans on the Rift for Weibo Gaming today. No Bryans.
No Bryans. And that's good.
I don't know what Bryan ever did to you, but he's not here.
I just think, you know, what is the opposite of chat? And I don't know, people might say it's like it's Zeke or I guess, other end of the alphabet, Wilfred would be like the opposite of Chad. I think it's Brian because
Great Australian TV show, by the way.
Yeah, true. I just think Brian.
So the American one's better.
I'm watching. Yeah, true. I know you like that one. The Australian one is so much better. As we finish this game, SofM is like, Hysterics, we don't care. Cryine's about to die. To a Poppy, almost a solo kill with Angel helping out. TheShy is now joined back in with a TP. Folks, forget what I'm saying, because this has been about Weibo Gaming from start to finish. Ultra Prime looks speechless here as Hacker with an amazing flank onto Huanfeng, but as he goes golden, ZS is about to lose his life. Huanfeng angles down the sniper's range. The Nexus turret almost taking down the AD carry, but Ultra Prime can't get the job done. The shockwave onto ShiauC. The Super Mega Death Rocket doing nothing. Flush forward from Elk, though, to shut me up once again.
End the game, Weibo. Just end the game.
Kills, dude. Why would they end the game when they can stat pad here for another 2-0 for the top 2 team in the LPL?
My God, I feel like it was never going to end. If you actually were watching the Nexus, only On was hitting it that whole time. They did pad their stats. They did come out with a very dominant win. Weibo knows that first series went long. They didn't want us to have an extra long day today, as in the first game, that did end in just over 25 minutes. I think this one ended just over. I didn't check the timer right at the end of the game, but, you know, I don't know what more there is to say than, I mean, we saw Weibo outlaning their counterparts on the opposite side. We did see some good pressure coming out from SofM, especially in this game, too, around that bottom lane.